All right, we are back live here, the 2026 Ingalls SoCon Basketball Championships. Semifinal number 2 is in the books, and the Furman Paladins are moving on as this is our college game day version of SoCon Fast Break. Richmond Weaver, joined by Darren Angel, and of course, this was another thriller.
Man.
I mean, we've had back-to-back type of games, back-to-back type of days in terms of exciting basketball coming down to the wire, and it was almost a microcosm of what we saw in the first game between ETSU and Western Carolina, where we had a big lead, and then a team just chips away.
Yep.
And this time, though, it was the Furman Paladins, the team in purple, where Western Carolina wasn't able to do that in that game against ETSU, but the Paladins somehow find a way to win after a rough first half, especially from the perimeter, but they got things going. And yes, Alex Wilkins really got it going.
Yeah, Alex Wilkins got things going. I mean, they scored 54 in the second half.
54.
That's a big-time explosion. Yes. And look, it is not only Alex Wilkins, but man, did he take over that game for a stretch where it was the Alex Wilkins show. And he, I think, really got some confidence back in them offensively. And it kind of just lifted the lid off.
Oh, no doubt. Well, and I think part of it, too, is we've talked about Alex Wilkins in various situations, just in terms of, yes, you can look at his three-point shooting, and he can be effective there. There's no question about it. But it's just his ability to attack the rim. And I'm not saying that he closes and finishes at the rim, but if he gets within 6-8 feet, and especially on the right side, and that's what we saw several times down the stretch, is that he was very intentional, getting it down there on that right block and just use the backboard. And it is so difficult to defend him down there.
It is. And look, we talked about it. One of the things that really concerned us was UNCG's ability to guard on the perimeter.
That's right.
And they had no answer for Alex Wilkins in the second half.
No, just not in the second half. And that's what we saw even in the first half, is that they did a really good job limiting Furman there, only shooting 12.5% from beyond the arc there for the Furman Paladins.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. If you can shoot over 38% for the Furman Paladins, you're going to put yourself in a great position to win. And we know in that first game against Samford, they shot 52%. And again, you shoot 52% if you're the Furman Paladins, you can walk away with the title, I can promise you, because nobody can keep up with that type of pace. But ultimately, the Paladins got fire there, or caught fire, I should say, finishing the game at 45%. So they're right in that realm as far as being extremely dangerous and almost impossible to beat.
Yeah, and you know, one thing that I think really hurt UNCG that kind of really helped Furman get going was when Valentino Pinedo went out at about the 14-minute mark. He picked up his third foul, and I think there was some concern about him getting 4 quickly and then really having to sit him. But I kind of feel like that was a little bit of a moment where Furman was really starting to be able to get stuff started, I should say, to get stuff going offensively after that. Pinedo was doing a really good job kind of shrinking the floor for UNCG and really protecting the rim and making it hard for Alex Wilkins to kind of get downhill and be as effective as he was. But credit, like you said, credit to Furman. I mean, they ended up shooting, as you said, 45% from 3. And I mean, what were they? They were 8 of 12 in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said,
that's efficient.
You're not beating the Paladins if they're going to shoot that kind of percentage.
No, and you're not going to beat the Paladins also if you have Alex Wilkins, who has 6 points in the first half and goes off for 28 in the second half.
Yeah.
Finished with 34 points.
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite impressive. And remember, he's a freshman. Now, I know it's been a long season, so he's no longer a freshman. And I don't even know if he was actually a freshman as he was a first-day freshman there on the campus, because he's an elite-level talent, and there's no doubt that's why he was second-team All-SoCon selection there. But I think there was something also about this game where Justin Neely, we know he can do so much out there. KJ Younger is another talented freshman in this league for Mike Jones there at UNCG. But you had to have somebody else that was going to be able to contribute, and it had to be somebody out on the perimeter. Lillian Marville made it close there with 3 straight three-pointers, but it was the inefficiency there at the beginning of that second half where they couldn't get any offense going whatsoever because they couldn't knock down any perimeter shots.
No, and I mean, I mentioned this to you. I think that was at the 11-minute mark. They had 5 points in the second half.
Yes, 5 points.
They were really, really struggling. And yes, Marville got it going late, but I hate to, you hate to say this, but too little, too late, right?
That's right.
If he could have done that earlier in the second half, I think that would have loosened things up for them. But they just credit to Furman. They did a really, really good job guarding in the second half in particular. And that floor got really tight, and they did a really good job shrinking the floor. And even dribble penetration was really hard for UNCG in the second half. They got very, very few clean looks at the basket.
Yeah, no, I would agree. And there's also, that aspect of when you have guys, Noah Norgard and others out there, Donald Whitehead Jr., not able to connect to the perimeter, that's just going to make it even harder from the interior standpoint for Justin Neely. He was getting double teamed. He was getting fouled. Now, there were a couple of times maybe he did foul, but they didn't call it. But again, you have to have some type of other production. And then when you talk about Pinedo going off the court there with that foul, that's when you have a situation where you're losing somebody who can be a rim protector to a certain degree, but also be a body out there.
Absolutely.
And it is our pleasure, though. Let's go ahead and bring in a sharpshooter, Mr. Asa Thomas. Come on in, sir. Let's get you right here. Yeah, scoot on in.
Yep.
There we
Thank
go.
you for having me.
Hey, let's go Dibs, baby.
All right, that's right. There we go. Yes. I love it.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Find a way.
We got 9 guys out there doing our thing, and we have it rolling right now, so it's great.
That's right. Hey, it's all about surviving and advancing. That it doesn't matter if you have a tough shooting night and maybe at some point you get things going. And that's what it seemed to be with you.
Yeah.
You made that one, and that seemed to be a key three-pointer that you knocked down.
Everyone hit big shots today. It wasn't just me. We had Ed going out there hitting shots. Cole hit a huge 3. I was just glad that I can contribute a little bit, hit that one, take the lead, and we never looked back from there. Yeah,
no question about it. And there seems to still just be this connectivity with this team that you trust everybody out on the court.
It's very uncommon to see a lot of freshmen out there making big plays, but we got them, man. We have a lot of confidence in everybody to go up, step up, get big stops, hit big shots. And I think we found our groove, and we're looking forward to tomorrow.
All right, so what happened, though, in the first half where you guys didn't find your groove and you struggled from the perimeter there, shooting 12.5%, and at one point you hadn't even attempted a field shot.
That happens, though. We were forcing shots. We were taking some bad shots, and it kind of led to our defense. They went on a little run, but we knew we had it under control. We knew we were going to make our run in the second half, and that's what we did. And we're glad to be going on to Monday.
That's right. Hey, the confidence that they've got.
Yeah, I love it. Asa, do you guys feel like you mentioned it just briefly a little bit ago, but obviously dealt with a lot of injuries this year, and it was just so hard to have a consistent lineup. I know at one point you guys really couldn't even practice because you only had 7 healthy bodies. Do you guys feel like you're getting into a little bit of a rhythm now? Because it kind of looks like this is what we expected to see, assuming this team stayed healthy the whole year. Do you guys feel like you're kind of cooking on all cylinders?
Yeah, I think we're hitting our stride right now. It was nice to have this little week right here to get people rested and practice and get people's confidence up. Obviously, it was a tough end to the regular season, but we found our groove this week. And I think we figured it out, and hopefully we can continue it to tomorrow.
Yeah, here we go. Championship Monday.
Awesome.
Yeah, how's that feel for you?
It feels great. It's my first year in the SoCon, and we're in the championship, and just excited to be a part of it. I know it's going to be a great atmosphere. ETSU is a great team. We got great fans, and it's going to be a fun game.
Okay, all right. So there we go. Asa Thomas joining us right here on SoCon Fast Break. All right, so how soon after the season are you going to be able to get out and play some golf?
Ooh, that's a great question. And I'm hoping soon after the season. I don't know.
Hey, just focus right now on basketball.
It's a couple weeks away. Let's go.
We got the championship tomorrow, get the win, and that's all it is.
There you go. Asa, thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, we appreciate it. Yes,
good luck tomorrow night, Asa. Appreciate you coming on.
Yes. And hey, I'm a Clemson grad, so I've got my orange on. Yeah, so
Tigers.
Yes, there we go. All right, that is Asa Thomas, sniper of the SoCon for the Furman Paladins, and maybe not hit a whole lot of shots tonight, but there's no doubt that Furman's not in this position if they don't have somebody like Asa Thomas. And you could see the time that he's not on the court with the injury there, they played a different style of offense, and they're just so much more explosive when they have an Asa Thomas out on the court.
100%. I completely agree with you. We've talked about it before. They haven't lost when he scores 15 points in a game. Now, they haven't needed him to score 15 points the last 2 nights, but I think it's a telling stat that they are undefeated when he gets to 15 to illustrate the kind of X factor that he is. He's certainly a really key piece here, especially come tomorrow night when I think it's going to be a really tight defensive oriented game where, look, shots are going to be a premium, and the way ETSU plays, if you can punch that paint and you can start to spray, a guy with a quick trigger like Asa Thomas, a guy that can really get him up and all he has to have is his feet set. You're going to need that. And so he is a very key cog here, especially if you get him and a couple other guys going like they did tonight.
He's got one of the quickest releases that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take any type of motion for him. He's very efficient, very fluid. And that's where I think that he is in an excellent position when you have somebody like Alex Wilkins running the point at times, because there's something as a shooter, and it's about where you catch the ball, where you want it to be ready to launch.
Yep.
And it seems like Alex Wilkins knows exactly where some of these guys, they like to catch it and shoot it. And that makes a big difference, because you don't want to be catching it low and then you're going to have to, move up and it's wasted motion. Yep. They want to catch it right there, release it.
Yep, absolutely. Now, I wanted it right about here. So you have limited movement and you're able to get it up. To your point with Asa, though, he legitimately doesn't even need to have his feet set.
No.
As long as he can square his shoulders
on
the before the release, he has a really, really good ability to stay balanced enough where even if his feet aren't facing the rim, he gets those shoulders square. And like you said, I mean, he doesn't need much room.
No, he doesn't need much room. And now I'm not comparing him to Fletcher McGee, because Fletcher McGee there at Wofford, he was a guy, it didn't matter. I mean, he could be turned almost 45 degrees and somehow he would get his shoulder square and shoot. Asa is similar to that in terms of, as long as he gets his shoulder square, watch out. And he just needs a little bit of space. So he's going to be a vital part of the game tomorrow. But I did feel that UNCG had really good perimeter defense there in the first half. Some closeouts extremely well, and I think that disrupted Furman for a period of time until they almost got their feet settled, so to speak, and maybe a little bit of stabilization there in the second half.
I completely agree. I think I would want to go back and watch the film so that I'm not eating my words, but I think at least live, UNCG, credit to them in the first half, they did a phenomenal job guarding the three-point line and shrinking the floor, like you said. I don't necessarily think it was Furman was so much cold. I really think it was a really strong defensive effort from UNC Greensboro.
Yeah, well, and the big thing is that's your phone. Yes, sir. Don't lose that. That's right. And I think, part of the situation also there for UNCG is that perimeter defense that they had there in the first half, it was just hard for them to
they couldn't
continue to sustain it full 40 minutes, and that's a challenge.
No, you're absolutely right.
So now we'll see what ETSU is going to be able to do to try to slow down the Furman Paladins, because the other key, could Furman get above 75 points, get into that 80 mark, and they did that tonight with 81 points, as you talked about, 54 points in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an explosion right there. So if you have Furman scoring 81 points, they're going to be very tough to beat.
Yeah, tomorrow night in particular, look, ETSU has shown an ability to be able to score it when they need to, but a game in the 80s tomorrow night, in my opinion, favors the Furman Paladins, and I think
it definitely does.
It favors the Furman Paladins more than just a little bit too.
It favors them a lot. Yeah. Yes, if Furman's scoring 80 points, they're going to win the title tomorrow.
Well, and I think one thing, sorry not to completely digress, but one thing that I think we hadn't talked about that is really a crazy stat, I think, of how well Furman was defensively, and especially even on the interior. They held Justin Neely tonight to 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
When was the last time, first of all, when was the last time Justin Neely had single-digit rebounds? Then when was the last time he had less than, if he did have single-digit, like 7, 8, 9?
Yeah, I think it's been a long time. We'd have to look at that. He had 24 in the game against Wofford and only 5 tonight. So they did a great job of maintaining their opportunity to grab those rebounds and clean up the glass. And that's a big reason why Furman's able to win, because they didn't give up second chance opportunities. Also,
if UNCG was one and done.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, we'll be breaking down the game tomorrow, Championship Monday, here at the 2026 Ingalls SoCon Basketball Championships. And we'll be live broadcasting starting at 5:30 p.m. So hit that subscribe button right there on YouTube, and you'll make sure that you'll get the notification also. And go ahead and like and subscribe because it doesn't cost you anything, but you'll be able to have some pregame coverage. And then also we'll have postgame coverage of the championship game on Monday night, as well as number 1 ETSU will battle number 6, the Furman Paladins. And yes, we did have a number 6 seed win it last year with Wofford. Will we see a repeat come Monday? That's going to be very interesting, but we'll break it all down. Again, remember, 5:30 p.m. tomorrow on YouTube, live stream our college game day version of SoCon Fast Break. Until next time, may all your jumpers hit nothing but the bottom of the net.